You've been lied to. You've been sold a fantasy that the finish line is a number. That when you finally save that first $20,000, when your net worth claws its way from the negatives past zero and plants a flag at 20 grand, you've made it. You believe the hard part is over. You think the pressure valve releases. Let me grab you by the shoulders and speak the truth you need to hear. Reaching $20,000 is not the end of the race. It is the end of the warm-up. It is the moment you step onto the real starting line. And everything you do next, every thought, every decision will determine whether this hard-won sum becomes the foundation for a legacy or the world's most expensive ticket back to square one. This is the most dangerous, most pivotal, and most powerful threshold you will ever cross. I'm here to show you why, and to give you the map for what comes next. Subscribe right now. What you're about to learn is not taught in schools. It's guarded by experience. You need this channel, this community, to navigate it. Hit subscribe. Let's begin. For years, we've preached the fundamentals, the baby steps, the debt snowball, the $1,000 starter emergency fund. This is the crawl phase. You're learning to walk financially. Every dollar is a battle. Every budget is a white-knuckled exercise in self-control. You are at war with your past decisions, and $20,000 feels like a distant, shimmering mirage. The crowd around you, the ones drowning in payments and lifestyle debt, they mock the grind. They call it deprivation. But you're building something they can't see. Character. Then it happens. Maybe it's baby step 3 completed, a full $15,000 emergency fund sitting in a savings account plus another $5,000 from finally finishing your debt snowball. Maybe you've been stacking cash like a madman. The number on your balance sheet, finally, is $20,000 in your name with no one to pay back. You did it. You stood up. You brushed the dust off your knees. The air is clearer up here. The view is better. And a profound, seductive, and utterly dangerous feeling washes over you. Relief. This relief is your first enemy at the $20,000 threshold. You see, in the valley of debt and scarcity, your enemies were obvious. The credit card statement, the car payment, the student loan servicer, the collector's call. Your fight was external, visceral, and clear. It was you versus the dragon. At $20,000, you've slain that dragon. But now you step onto the plateau of options. And here, the enemy shifts. It becomes internal, psychological, and insidious. The enemy is the voice that says, you deserve a reward. The enemy is the sudden, intoxicating sensation of room to breathe. The enemy is the forgotten memory of how hard it was to climb up here. This is where the true test begins. This is where financial management stops being about arithmetic and starts being about psychology. This is where Jim Rohn's wisdom becomes your oxygen. He said, what is easy to do is also easy not to do. In the valley, the next step was agonizingly clear. Sell the car, sell the stuff, work the extra job, pay the debt. Not doing it meant guaranteed pain. But up here on the plateau, it's easy not to move your $20,000 into the proper, boring mutual funds for baby step 4. It's easy not to increase your retirement contribution by 1% this month. It's easy to say no to the upgraded vacation because we've been so good. The consequences of these easy not to do actions aren't immediate. They're delayed. They're silent. And that's what makes them fatal. We must understand what $20,000 truly represents. It is not just money. If you see it as just money, you will spend it. You will dilute it. You will confuse it. $20,000 is 3 things in this order. 1. Proof of concept. It is tangible, irrefutable evidence that your new behaviors work. The budget works. The sacrifice works. The gazelle intensity works. It's the receipt from the universe that you are not your past mistakes. 2. Crystallized discipline. Every single dollar in that $20,000 represents a no you said to your former self. A restaurant meal skipped, a sale avoided, a shiny object ignored. That money is no longer currency, it is concentrated willpower. And 3, potential energy. In physics, potential energy is stored energy waiting to be converted into motion. Your $20,000 is financial potential energy. It is dormant power. And the entire question of your future hinges on what you convert it into. Most people, at this exact point, make a catastrophic error. They convert this potential energy, this proof of concept, this crystallized discipline back into kinetic lifestyle. They buy the thing. They upgrade the car. They take the trip. They invest in a lifestyle they have not yet earned. They turn their stored momentum back into disposable motion. And they wonder why 3 years later they're still at $20,000, or worse, watching it drain away, feeling betrayed by the process. The process didn't betray you. You misunderstood the process. The goal was never $20,000. The goal was the transformation that getting to $20,000 wrought in you. And that transformation must now be applied to a new, more complex mission. This brings us to the core principle, the great fork in the road that appears at the $20,000 marker. There are 2 paths. Path A, the path of reabsorption. This is the path of the crowd. It's the path of treat yourself. It's the belief that money's primary purpose is to be spent on a slightly nicer version of the life you already had. It is incremental lifestyle inflation. This path leads to the middle-class trap. You'll make more, you'll spend more, you'll have nicer stuff, but you'll never generate true, breathing, work-optional wealth. You'll simply be a better-dressed slave to a higher-paying job. Your $20,000 becomes a down payment on a higher monthly payment. It becomes a Cancun vacation that lives only in photographs. It becomes a pat on the back that costs you 2 years of compound growth. This path is paved with the words, "I deserve it." Path B is the path of multiplication. This is the path of the exceptional. This is where you take your proof of concept, your crystallized discipline, and you deploy it not for consumption, but for production. You see the $20,000 not as spending power, but as a private equity fund with one employee, you. Your job is to be the ruthless, brilliant CEO of You, Inc., and invest this capital into assets that buy you more time, more options, and more freedom. This path leads to the threshold of significance. This is where Jim Rohn's other great axiom comes in. Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. On Path B, you stop asking, "What can I buy?" and start asking, "What can I build? What can I own? How can I make this money work so hard that I don't have to?" To walk Path B, you must master the 4 new pillars that support your financial life after $20,000. These pillars are irrelevant in the valley. They are essential on the plateau. Pillar 1. Momentum. From force to velocity. In the beginning, getting $20,000 was about force, extreme, sweaty, unsustainable force. You worked 80-hour weeks. You sold so much stuff the house echoed. That's rocket fuel to escape gravity. But you cannot burn rocket fuel forever. At $20,000, your goal is to shift from raw force to sustainable velocity. Momentum in physics is mass times velocity. Your $20,000 is your initial mass. Your habits, your automated investments, your continued disciplined spending, that's your velocity.
Small example. In the valley, saving $500 a month was a heroic, teeth-grinding achievement. On the plateau, with $20,000 already working for you, that same $500 a month is no longer just savings, it's fuel being added to a moving vehicle. The psychological shift is monumental. The act is the same, but the context transforms it from an act of desperation to an act of acceleration. You're no longer pushing a dead car, you're pressing the gas on one that's already rolling. The Rohn Principle. Success is not to be pursued, it is to be attracted by the person you become. The momentum you build now attracts further success. You become the kind of person for whom saving $500 is automatic, whose money is automatically invested, whose raises are automatically split before they hit your checking account. You stop chasing success and start operating from a platform of it. Pillar 2. Margin, the space where wisdom grows. $20,000 buys you the single most valuable commodity in the modern world, margin. Margin is the space between your load and your limit. Debt and living paycheck to paycheck eliminate all margin. Every surprise is a crisis. Every opportunity is a threat. You are financially claustrophobic. Your $20,000 emergency fund is margin. It is breathable air. But margin isn't just for emergencies. Margin is the space where you can think. It's the space where you can say no to a bad deal without panic. It's the space where you can say yes to a right opportunity without destroying your life. It's the 30 days you can take to research a used car instead of being forced to buy one tonight because your old one died. The event was the same. The outcome is worlds apart because of margin. The Rohn Principle. You cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction overnight. Margin gives you the time and mental clarity to change direction. Without margin, you're a leaf in the wind of circumstance. With margin, you are the pilot. You can course correct, you can evaluate, you can choose. Pillar 3. Multipliers. This is the heart of the $20,000 transformation. Up to this point, your wealth building has been linear. You trade 1 hour of work for 1 unit of pay. You save $1 of spending for $1 in the bank. It's a straight, slow, labor-intensive line. After $20,000, you must engage multipliers. A multiplier is anything that allows your money or effort to produce an output greater than the input. The primary financial multiplier is compound growth, but it's not the only one. Small example. The compound multiplier. You take $15,000 of your $20,000 and invest it in a growth stock mutual fund. You then add just $500 a month to it. At an average 10% annual return, the historical S&P 500 average, you're not adding $6,000 linear dollars per year. In year 1, your money earns about $1,500. In year 10, your money is earning over $7,000 that year from the money that was already working. The money you saved in year 1 is now saving money for you. That's a multiplier. Your effort from a decade ago is still paying you today. This is impossible below the $20,000 threshold because there's no capital to multiply. Small example, the skills income multiplier. With the margin and peace of mind your $20,000 provides, you now have the mental capacity to learn a new skill. You spend $1,000 and 100 hours on a certification that increases your income by $10,000 a year. That's a 10x return on your investment of time and money. You've multiplied your human capital. Before $20,000, you were too exhausted, too stressed, and too broke to make that investment in yourself. The Rohn Principle. Don't spend major time on minor things. Multipliers force you to think in terms of leverage. Is this task, this purchase, this decision a minor thing, linear, or a major thing, multiplying? Reading a book on investing is a multiplier. Arguing about politics on social media is a linear time sink. Your focus must shift to activities that multiply your resources.
Pillar 4. Mission. From success to significance. This is the most profound change, and it's the one that sneaks up on you. When you were broke, your mission was survival, get out of debt, feed my family. It was a personal, urgent, and inwardly focused mission. At $20,000 and beyond, as Path B unfolds, a new question begins to whisper, then shout in your ear, "What is this all for?" You have proof you can win, you have margin, you have multipliers working. Now what? This is the shift Jim Rohn spent his life teaching, the shift from success to significance. Success is about getting. Significance is about giving. But you cannot give what you do not have. Your $20,000 journey has equipped you to have, and now you must learn to give wisely. Your mission becomes about stewardship and impact. It's no longer just about your retirement account, it's about the legacy account. It's about funding your church, your community, your kids' college, your nieces and nephews' start in life. Your wealth becomes a tool for good, not just a trophy for you. Small example. Before, giving $100 was a painful sacrifice. Now, because of your multipliers and margin, giving $1,000 is a joyful, strategic decision. You can see the impact. You can fund a scholarship, buy supplies for a classroom, support a missionary. The money is the same, but the context of your giving has transformed. You are no longer giving from your lack, you are giving from your abundance. This changes everything, for you and for the recipient. The Rohn Principle. Only become a millionaire so you can serve others with it. This is the ultimate why. It is the North Star that keeps you on Path B when the seductive voices of Path A call. It turns wealth building from a selfish act into a profoundly selfless one. You are building an arsenal of resources to solve problems bigger than your own. Now let's talk about the crucible of leadership that $20,000 unlocks. You are no longer just managing your own life. Your decisions, your calm, your margin, your mission, they begin to radiate outwards. Your spouse looks to you with less anxiety and more partnership. Your children watch a parent who is not controlled by bills. Your friends and extended family start asking, "How did you do it?" You have, often unintentionally, become a leader. With this leadership comes a new set of temptations and responsibilities. Temptation 1, the savior complex. You have margin. You see a loved one in a crisis, a car repair, a medical bill. The old you would have co-signed a loan. Disaster. The new $20,000 you might be tempted to just write a check to solve their problem. Stop. You must not use your financial strength to enable someone else's financial weakness. You will destroy your progress and their opportunity to grow. You can offer guidance. You can give them our book, point them to this channel. You can even offer a loan with a written contract and a modest payment plan, but only if you are truly willing to treat it as a gift if they fail. Better yet, help them brainstorm ways they can earn the money themselves. Teach them to fish. Do not just give them your fish. You work too hard for those fish. Temptation 2, sophisticated nonsense. Now that you have real money, every slick-talking advisor and cousin with a can't-lose business idea will come out of the woodwork. They will use words like alternative assets, tax advantage strategies, private equity.
They will make the simple, powerful baby step 4, investing 15% in good growth stock mutual funds, sound childish. Remember this: complexity is the refuge of the scoundrel and the incompetent. The principles that got you to $20,000 are the same principles that will get you to $200,000 and $2 million. Do not abandon the clear, proven path for a confusing, expensive detour. As Rohn said, the few who do are the envy of the many who only watch. Stay in the doing. The doing is simple. The watching is where the nonsense lives. The final, unavoidable truth: the battle never stops. It just changes form. You wanted $20,000 because you thought it meant peace. It doesn't. It means a higher-level war. The war against complacency, the war against inflation, the war against the greed and fear in the market, the war against the endless marketing machine telling you that what you have is not enough. The battle simply moves from the trenches of survival to the command center of strategy. This is why you cannot walk this path alone. The crowd is on path A. They will celebrate with you when you buy the new car. They will mock you when you drive the old paid-for one for another 100,000 miles. They will not understand your weird obsession with index funds and giving. You need a community that speaks the language of the plateau. You need the encouragement of seeing others build pillars. You need the correction when you start eyeing that Path A exit ramp. That is why this channel, this community, is non-negotiable for your next chapter. Your $20,000 is a message from the person you were to the person you are becoming. It says, you have the strength, you have the discipline, now use it to build something that lasts. Don't squander this message. Don't muff this handoff from your past self to your future self. Jim Rohn's greatest question fits here. How does the story end? With $20,000, you are the author of the next several chapters. Does the story end with you, comfortable and consumed in the middle-class trap? Or does it end with you, significant and generous, having built a fortress of margin for your family and a pipeline of blessing for your world? The pencil is in your hand. The $20,000 is the ink. Now write. And write with us. This isn't the end of your education. It's the beginning of the advanced class. The principles get deeper. The applications get more powerful. The stakes get higher. You need this guidance every single week. You need the reminders. You need the next steps. Hit that subscribe button right now. Turn on notifications. Don't you dare wander onto this plateau without securing your connection to the people who have the map. Your future self standing at $200,000 looking back will thank you for this one simple, decisive click. Subscribe. Let's build what's next together.